very painful to see the things that you do have exposed in this way. It doesn't make me feel good. And so hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a follow-up to my recent video, which was a wardrobe rehaul. So it was all the items in my wardrobe I hadn't worn that had tags on them. So I rehauled all of them and talked you through why I haven't worn them, the thought process behind buying them, etc. So if you haven't checked that out, do check that out first, and I will link it up here somewhere for you guys to see, and then you can follow on with this video, which is the shoes and bags edit of that kind of series. So a lot of you guys wanted to see this, and I kind of almost regretted asking you if you wanted to see this, because it's not great. Just like that video did expose quite a lot of unworn clothing, quite a few sort of bad habits and bad practices I'd picked up over the years. In the same way, it was quite therapeutic. It was actually really eye-opening for me to see the mistakes I continued to make when it comes to purchases and things. So although it was quite exposing, I think it was also quite a good video for me to make. So yeah, do go and check that one out. And as I said in that video, please don't judge me because I've got quite a lot of shoes here, particularly to show you. Only 2 bags, which I'm quite pleased with. But yeah, there's quite a lot of shoes, and we'll talk through them together and I'll explain to you exactly what's going on, why I haven't worn them. So if you do enjoy the video, please do thumbs up and do subscribe to the channel, and let's get on with the first pair of shoes. Okay, so let's start with boots. There are 2 pairs of boots in my collection that are yet to be worn, and I got this pair from Massimo Dutti last year, I believe, so at the end of summer. They are this pair, really lovely pair of animal print boots. Now, I am an avid follower of the Anna Edit, and she has a pair of boots like this, pretty much dupes of these from Whistles. So I've seen her animal print boots from Whistles many seasons, because she wears them, features them a lot in her capsule wardrobe, and I really like the animal print coloration and the nature of those boots. So they're kind of similar to the Acne Jensen style, but in a leopard print. And I'm really fussy with my leopard prints. So when I saw these last summer, at the end of summer, I thought, great, I'll buy these and wear them for autumn winter. And if you watch my previous video, you'll know that's a big problem I have of buying things in sale periods, thinking I'm going to wear them in the next season. Now, I love these, and when I pulled them out the other night, I was almost going to wear them to dinner with the girls, but I didn't. I wore my Gucci loafers instead, and I think that is an issue that will be a little bit of a running theme through here as well, is that I'm not really a heeled boot girl anymore, and these aren't even a really big heel. They're very wearable, but I always opt for a flat. There's nothing wrong with these. I love the kind of faux pony skin. I love the dark leopard print with the contrast not being too much, because leopard print is a grey area when it comes to things that look nice and don't look so nice. So I'm really happy with the whole design and everything, and the quality of the boot. I just haven't reached for them this winter, because I often find that when it's autumn winter, I tend to go for a boot that's a little bit more, has a bit more of a grip, and I've been really sort of gravitating towards those more chunky military style boots this season, which are on trend. And also I just have a couple of pairs of those, and I've been, you know, going for that kind of style much more than this, which is a little bit more dressy, a little bit more dainty. Yeah, that's basically the only reason why I haven't reached for these, is because my style has kind of changed this autumn winter. That's not to say I won't wear them next season, and I might try and bring them out for spring. I think they could kind of look cool with maybe some cut-off jeans and a blazer, or a skirt or a dress or something like that. I could try and see if I wore them in spring, but then at the same time, because they are quite a dark leopard print, I could see myself just saying, oh, this is much more of an autumnal piece, and putting them away until next season. But it's a great shame, because they're a nice boot, great quality, but just have not reached them at all. Okay, so another pair of boots are these boots from COS. Now, I got these a couple of years back, so they're about a year older than the Massimo Dutti boots I just showed you. And they've got this nice little architectural type sculptured heel, really nice round front toe, and just a very smooth type of minimalist boot. Inside zip, which I really like, because I'm quite fussy about my zips being on the inside of a boot rather than the outside. So yeah, they're me really in a boot, you'd say. But I think the reason I've not reached for these again is because they are quite dainty and they're heeled. So I think my problem is when it comes to things like this is that again, I mentioned this in my previous video, I'm kind of dressing for who I want to be, as opposed to who I actually am in my current situation. And I always fall for something like this. I do like sort of geometric type things, something a little bit different, a little bit more, yeah, just, you know, directional. I fall for that kind of thing. So when I see a boot, or a shoe that's, you know, got something like that on it, I immediately am sucked into it. And I think I just need to learn to appreciate that detail for what it is, but not to necessarily invest in the item. So these have not been worn, and they're lovely, like a super soft leather. I'm going to have to try and wear these because they're just really nice boots, but I'm not that much of a heel girl. So then the heel is not the highest, as you can see, but I'm just not comfortable or confident in heels anymore. But yeah, that's basically the reason why these haven't been worn. I just thought everyone needs a black boot in their wardrobe, and these are a really nice sort of dressy version of that. But again, as I've said to you before, my life has changed in terms of, you know, what I do with my day, what I do in my evenings, and the way I dress for those things. And I think this is much more of like a workwear shoe for me, which, you know, I don't do in an office anymore. So that's probably why they've not been reached for that, and it's just they've got a heel. So unfortunately these are untouched. If I can't find the time to wear them and I still stare at them and just think there's no way I'm going to wear these, I'll definitely sell them. Okay, so let's break it up a bit here and throw in some trainers. So this pair of trainers I have pictured on Instagram, but are yet to wear them outside. They are this lovely pair of soft leather trainers from Whistles. They're called Folly, the sort of item name is Folly, and I really like them. I had my eye on these for a very long time before actually buying them. So I've had these for about 3 years, I think. They still do them now. It's a style that I think they just carry through because they are very easy to wear, very minimal. I love them. I think the problem is, to me, they're too pretty, and so I'm very scared to wear them outside and get any mud on them or anything like that because they are so like nice and white and pristine, and it's such a silly reason because I live in my Vario trainers, and for some reason to me they seem more like a day-to-day trainer that I don't mind getting a bit of mud on them, cleaning them and continuing, whereas these I just think, oh, they're so nice, I don't want to ruin them. And also they are a little bit tricky to get into. So I remember in the shop trying them on and the sales assistant saying to me, oh, they're a bit tough to get on, but you know, you kind of struggle through and you're just like, oh, they're great, I like the way they look. But actually when I think it's to do with the tongue, because the tongue is, it's not a separate tongue on the actual trainer. So normally with a trainer or a shoe like that, it comes away and you can lift the whole thing up, but this, it's attached to the leather, so it makes it a little bit tricky to get into. And I think it's just the thought of that in the back of my head, or every time I want to put these on I've got to fight for it, plus the fact that they look very, very nice, clean and white, I don't want to ruin them, is a very silly reason, but that's why they've not been touched. So I keep my Vario trainers downstairs, or Vario trainers downstairs, in the coat cupboard bit, so they're always down by the door, so they're the first things that I see to put on, and these live upstairs. And I think that's another reason, and one of the reasons I'm going to talk to you about through this video is that not seeing my shoes is a big problem for me. I think I need to figure out a way of displaying them somewhere where I can actually see them and, you know, reach for them a lot more, because being upstairs in a cupboard in a room that's separate from my bedroom as well, where I normally get ready, is just a real problem for me. I'm just forgetting I've got items. So, you know, these are going to be great for spring. I will make myself wear them for spring. They'll be great with a maxi pleated skirt. I've got many of those, so I can see how I would style them. I just need to start wearing them. Okay, the next pair of shoes is another pair of shoes from COS. If I want to buy any more pairs of shoes from COS, just tell me no. If I come on here with a new in video and you see any shoes from COS or any sandals from COS, just tell me in the comments to take them back. I need you guys to do that for me because I don't need any more shoes from COS right now. Let's go on with these then. So you will have seen these in an Instagram post of mine if you did follow me on Instagram before I quit. And they are these very directional loafers. So they're like this. I'd seen these on the, so what I tend to do is I browse a lot of the stores that I like, their promotional marketing images and stuff for the new season, so you can kind of see what's coming out and what I have my eye on. I remember seeing these in the promo images for autumn winter 19 back in summer on the COS website and stuff, and I thought, oh my gosh, I love those shoes. And so I knew when the new season came, I would want to get these, and I still do like them. I just feel that they're quite masculine, and you know me, I like a masculine shoe, but I feel that they are a little bit tricky to pull off. I think for me, what it was is just I remember seeing them and liking the way they were styled and just loving the idea of them. Again, it's that kind of geometric, you know, architectural type heel, which I really like. The same vibe as the boots, and I love that, and I like licking that, not licking that. I like looking at that, and I find it very aesthetically pleasing, but I think I need to stay away from buying everything that's got a square heel, or a heel or a shape that I think is interesting, and I think that's what's happened here. So I found them quite tricky to pull off because they've got quite a pointy front, they've got a lot going on at the back, so I just kind of need to figure out exactly what to wear them with and how to wear them. I don't think they're as straightforward as popping on like my Gucci loafers or a laced brogue or something, which I have no problem wearing with jeans and smart trousers. I think because the shape of them, they're just a little bit hard, and I find that they're a bit wide here, and I've already got a little bit of a wide foot, so that kind of, you know, puts me off too. Yeah, basically I'm probably not sold on these shoes, and I don't know why I did spend this much money on them. They were £125, and I haven't worn them. So I think even though you're not buying designer shoes all the time, or designer clothes all the time, or designer bags, when you are spending quite a lot of money still on an item that you're not wearing, it all adds up. So yeah, you might not have spent £1,000 on a bag, but you know, buying a pair of shoes 6 times that you're not wearing, with a price that's quite up there, it all adds up. So I will need to try and find a way to style these and figure out how to wear them. If not now, as we're going into spring, I need to figure it out for autumn winter. Okay, so let's go on to a pair of designer shoes then. This is the only pair that I haven't worn, and they are my brown Gucci loafers, and I've had these for ages now. And it's not any reason. I mean, the fact that I'm taking them out the dust bag again shows that it's a problem, because you know, things that are wrapped up in dust bags in cupboards so far away just don't get seen and don't get used, and they're lovely. I really like them. You know, my style, you know, this is perfect for me. And because I've got my black ones right here to show you how I've used these and how beaten up and wide they've become, and soft and supple and so comfortable. I've had them resoled. They're a great shoe, and I think that's the thing. I think I love the way they look when they're new, and I just didn't want them to get battered, and I haven't had them resoled yet, and all of this kind of stuff, which is just such silly excuses in my head as to why I've not worn them. And I'm going to wear them for spring, because I think they work really, really well with sort of, you know, these kind of colours here. Very fresh. I could definitely wear them for spring. I just need to bring them out and stop being that person who buys expensive things and then puts them on a shelf. I think I said this in my last video, like I'm not living in a museum. I'm not a museum. If I'm going to buy something, I just need to wear it. So that's the only reason really why these haven't been worn, because they're just pristine and I like them that way. But I need to accept, if I'm going to buy something that's going to go on my feet, they're going to get used. And I need to live with that. So yeah, I'm going to go and get these resoled, so I just protect the bottoms. They can last a bit longer, and then I'm going to wear them for spring. Okay, so I've talked a lot about spring, so let's bring on some lighter coloured shoes. I mentioned these shoes to you in my last video when I said I've got a pair, I think it was my anti-haul, so I was thinking of a pair of the Gucci loafers in a similar colour to these, a bit lighter, a bit more taupe, and I said I didn't need to buy them because I have these, which I haven't yet worn. So I got these last season from Arket. I got them in black and in this colour, and I've worn the black, but I haven't worn this colour. So I wouldn't ever step on the backs of them, because you can wear them like that. That's just not really my vibe. So I would wear them as a loafer, but I just had never found, you know, the place to wear them. And I think one of the reasons as well why I haven't worn them, and I mentioned this in my anti-haul video, is that when I think of a spring shoe, I tend to think of an open-backed shoe, or a shoe that's got open toes, something a little bit more open, and for spring summer. So what happens is when that season tends to come, I tend to move a lot more to that type of shoe, and then the closed toe light shoe just gets missed. It's kind of like in this strange limbo zone where I don't wear it in autumn winter, but then I don't wear it in spring summer, so it's kind of just there. I think that's what's happened with these. Nothing against the shape, the style, anything about the shoe, the fit, because I wear the black ones. It's just, I think the coloration, just a bit of a strange place for me to wear them. So I think, again, I can try and wear them with my pleated skirt in cream, for example, from Arket. Could work quite nicely with those. Wear them with some jeans, and just try and include them in my spring wardrobe and see if that works in spring. If not, try and include them in my autumn wardrobe and see if they work then. But yeah, just a little bit of a tricky colour, I think, which is why they haven't yet been worn, but I do really like them. Okay, so maybe I should have done this video before I bought these shoes. So I bought these Joseph shoes in the sale, and they were bought about a month or so ago. They are very much a me colour. This kind of mustardy colour is really nice, and I like the fact that it's a little bit more, what's the word? Understated. Sometimes you can get quite bright mustards that are almost verging on yellow, whereas this is more verging on kind of like a browny khaki type mustard. I really like Joseph. It's a brand, and I think this is very much my aesthetic, a clean, minimal, easy shoe to wear with a square toe. So I think I would probably start wearing these in spring and then in autumn. And I don't know why, I just find them easier to wear than the Arket colour. I don't know why, there's just something about them. Maybe it's the shape that works for me much more with this colour than the other shape. I don't know what it is, but these are unworn just because they're pretty new and I haven't had the chance to wear them yet. They were more a purchase for the upcoming season. And I really hope I do get somewhere out of them because they're a lovely shoe. I got them for a really good price. So yeah, fingers crossed I'll wear these. So it's not sort of a regret purchase yet. I just haven't managed to wear them because they're very new. Okay, so another pair of shoes from Cars. I got these in the Christmas sales, so December last year, and they are these. I got them for thinking about spring, summer. So I'd seen these the previous season because they had them last summer, and I kind of really liked them. I liked this sort of asymmetric type thing that they've got going on here. I love COS shoes because I always find that there's a lot of point of difference on their shoes compared to a lot of shoes on the high street. So, you know, you'd probably see these, this is just a simple pair of mules really, which you'd see in most places, and they'll probably have just a normal closed front, whereas I like this design. I think it makes your foot look a bit slimmer, particularly if you've got a wide foot. That kind of shaping is just really, really nice. So I did really like these, but I wasn't going to spend I think full price, £125 on them. For any sort of summer shoes, just not going to happen. But these were on a really good sale price. I think they were probably about £40 in the end. So I picked them up for the upcoming season. And I think I will find myself wearing them. I've got a friend's wedding coming up in July, which I think these would be an idea to wear then. So I can think of some occasions I would probably wear these. I'm hoping I do get some wear out of them in summer. Spring summer. I'm going to do a spring summer version of this because I've got quite a few sandals and stuff where I could probably do another rehaul video for you guys, and in that video I will update you as to whether I've had any wear out of these for spring summer, but they've not been worn because they were a buy I got in December for spring summer. Let's just wrap up the COS situation with a pair of pumps which are very similar to the Joseph ones I just showed you. So these are the Joseph ones and these are the COS ones. These are current season COS and I got them quite recently, and which is why they're still in the box and still got the stuffing and stuff in them. They just remind me very much of, you know, kind of shoes you'd see on like the Row. Very, very simple, lovely soft leather, and just a really, really nice pump. So I thought it was a nice difference to my Gucci loafers, which have the gold hardware on them. These are very clean, very simple, and they can be worn pretty much through most of the seasons, maybe not winter, but I think they'll be quite a versatile shoe to add to my collection. So these are new, that's why they've not been worn. But yeah, I don't need to buy any more cross shoes, as I said, because I've got too many. And then finally, the last two pairs are the same shoe, different colours. Again, if you watched my previous video, you'll understand the problem I have. But I got these Everlane slingbacks last summer. So I got them in this kind of beigey colour. Well, not even beige, I'd say they're more like toffee, dark toffee type colour. And then I recently got them in the black. I'll just show you the one. The same shoe, just in the black, because they were on sale. So I got these ones for about £65 because they were on their last run on the website, so they were selling a lot of the colours off. And I really like the shoes. I also have them in mustard, which I have worn, hence the fact they're not in this video. So I really like them. I got these ones at the end of last season for spring summer, so I'll definitely be wearing them this season. I think I photographed them for Instagram last summer. So I'll definitely wear them this spring summer. And then I got the black ones just because I really like the shoe and I like the style, and black is very versatile. So that's why the black ones were a recent sale purchase as well. So yeah, they've not been worn just because it's not the right season for them. But as soon as we start hitting nicer temperatures, I can start bringing out a lot of these sort of slingbacks and getting my wear out of them. Okay, so onto bags. I mentioned there was only 2 in my collection that I've not worn. So I have got a video on my capsule bag collection. I think I've got 9 altogether. And these are the 2 I've not worn. So the first one is my Mansa Gabriel bucket bag, the mini bucket. And it's in the black with the peachy pink kind of interior. Now, I have always loved this bag. I always thought I wanted the big version, but actually when I saw the mini, I really liked it, and I think it would have worked. I thought it worked very well for my style and my lifestyle. And there's nothing wrong with the bag. I don't dislike it at all. I think one of the biggest problems is, for me, it's just a little bit rigid, which I kind of knew, and I think maybe if I use it more or at all, it will soften up a little bit. And another problem is something that people mentioned a lot about this bag is just the fact that the tie is quite rigid and quite hard to tie. And I think that was something that put me off a bit. Just the fact that when you tie it, it's a bit tricky as a tie. So that was something that's kind of, you know, every single time I think of wearing it, that here really puts me off about it. So it's a shame because I should have thought about this when I bought it and just, you know, just not press the button on it and appreciated it for what it was, because I've always liked the bag and I like the idea of having a bucket style in my wardrobe. But actually, as I've mentioned to you before, my APC crossbody pretty much would do the same job, and that's another thing. I think it was just one black crossbody too many in my wardrobe, so I have quite a few. I've got my APC crossbody, got my Celine Trio, I've got my Saint Laurent Betty satchel, and I think this, as the last crossbody addition to my wardrobe, was just one too many. Like, it's just not being required. I think I'm going to try and use it in spring, especially because of the interior. It's kind of like a nice fresh colour. I'll try and start using it in spring just to get some wear out of it, because I don't want to have any bag of these prices not being used. But I think in hindsight, I could have just held off on it because it was unnecessary and got something in a different colour that I would have used. And then finally, the last bag in my wardrobe is also in its dust bag, and it's my Gucci Rebel bag, which was the last addition to my wardrobe. You would have seen this in a couple of videos I've done on the unboxing of it, and also the capsule wardrobe bag collection. So actually, this, I don't even know why I've not worn this yet. And in fact, after this video, I'm going to transfer all of the stuff from my APC crossbody and put it in here. I've mentioned to you that I've started working now on my own business, and I'll be working a lot from my iPad when I'm out and about. So my iPad fits perfectly in here, and it's just a great day-to-day bag because it's got this kind of worn effect to it. It's not too dressy, and it's something that I can just start wearing now, really. I don't know why I haven't. So when I took this out, I thought, you need to start wearing this. So I think, again, it's just when things are in the cupboard and things are downstairs in a very convenient area for you just to kind of grab your coat, sling on your crossbody and go. You just don't really think about reaching for other things and doing bag transfers and stuff like that. But yeah, this one will be transferred as soon as I finish filming, to start using it now for spring, because it's just a really easy bag and a great size. So I think having done this video and having looked at what I've not worn and why I've not worn it, I'm a bit more, I don't know, I think the reasoning behind why I've not worn most of these things is much better than the clothing version of it. So I think my biggest problem with the shoes is just not buying every directional shoe that comes out. I can appreciate the sculptural nature of them and not buy them, and also just don't buy any heeled shoes really, particularly boots and things like that, because I'm not a heel girl anymore. I'm much more of a flats girl, and because I am, you know, 5'8", I don't really need to elevate my height as much as maybe some other people would want to. So I'm quite happy just wearing flats. I feel most comfortable in them, and yeah, I'm just going to continue on that vein. So no more heels for me. And then in terms of bags, you know, just knowing that I don't need to add any more black bags to my collection. If I am going to add anything, it should be in a different colour to add the point of difference to what I've already got. And just trying to figure out a way of having my items displayed. If I don't have them all out, because there are quite a few shoes and bags, just having like a selection that I rotate or something, so I can have visibility of what I've got and just use them a lot more, because it's very painful to see the things that you do have exposed in this way, and just thinking about the cost of them and the fact that they're just gathering dust in the wardrobe doesn't make me feel good, and so I want to figure out a way of getting a lot more wear out of them. So I think they're the things I've learnt really from doing this little inventory check. Let me know if you suffer any of the same problems. What category is it that you suffer from? So is it clothing, or is it shoes, or is it bags, or jewellery? It might be something else entirely. Do let me know down in the comments below. I will be doing, as I said, a summer version of this for you guys, so check that out within, you know, the next couple of months. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch up with you very, very soon. Bye.